All right, a pause in the action on the Eric Zane Show podcast to talk about Factor. Okay, there was a time not that long ago where I would spend a lot of time on, let's say, a Sunday, like hours, getting food ready for the week, prepping so that I could have something ready to go in a nice, convenient container. Problem with that is I'd spend a whole Sunday doing it. It was expensive. And frankly, I was eating the same food all the time. So it's easy to figure that after a couple of weeks, I kind of gave up on that. Now, I remember at the time thinking it would be great if I could have food delivered to me. I don't have to lift a finger to make it, and it's prepared by chefs, and it's fantastic and so convenient and so delicious and fresh, never frozen. Voila! Factor. Look, I know you love supporting me. That's one of the key things that makes a podcast survive is when you support who's doing the show. I want you to just try this, and you are going to be so happy. Go to factormeals.com/Zane50. That's Zane50. And then use code Zane50, and you're getting this for 50% off. That's how badly I want you to try this, just so you can see how easy and convenient and awesome Factor is. That's code Zane50 at factormeals.com/Zane50 to get 50% off. Oh, and I'll include the link in the show notes of this podcast. This November, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. You are eating amazing food. You're eating well. It's so fantastic. Again, factormeals.com/Zane50 and use code Zane50 to get 50% off. That's code Zane50 at factormeals.com/Zane50 to get 50% off. You got a minute?
Yeah, I do.
That's awesome. We broke down that crazy scenario at the meeting the other day.
Oh, my God.
And in fact, I played the clips directly off of your post. Just to recap, it was the grandma opposite Lucy Ebel complaining that her name was on the petition. And, and
like
that,
as a signer.
Right. And she said, that wasn't me. And she didn't care about her name being on the petition because she doesn't care about any of that shit. She was just upset because her son, Lucy Ebel's son-in-law, was pissed off at her, which, by the way, why the hell didn't he run out the ground ball and find out that there was two women with the same name?
Yeah, I mean, Lucy has access to the clerk's office, can walk on down there and do that and take care of that and figure that out. But they chose to jump the gun and start making accusations at family. And I'm sure it was high stress, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, of all people, the son to throw his mom under the bus without doing any due diligence on this?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a pretty serious drama. And it's honestly the weirdest thing that I've ever seen in a public meeting at that level.
So, and then she, obviously, I give her the least blame. She seemed like she might have been hammered or compromised in some way. I don't know, but she takes the time to explain it in a public forum like that because she apparently had nowhere left to turn, I guess.
I mean, what I heard, like, and you might have been right, but like what I heard in her voice was absolute desperation, had no clue what to do.
Right. So, all right, she gets a pass, but then that round Karen, she struts up there, assuming the worst, that this is a sign that all of the petition signatures are fake.
Yeah, and so like at that point, I've managed the entire petition program. I lived in this area my entire life. And so, like, one of the key baselines that I have that's convenient on this petition program that I don't have on any other petition that I've ever run is that I get to see my friends' parents' names come through as my circulators reach them organically and they sign. I'm like, oh, that's Ben's parents. Oh, that's David's parents or whatever. And like, so I know exactly, not just in having faith in the work that I do and the work of my volunteers that are my friends. It's that I know for a fact that these are demonstrably all real signatures. But at the same time, if one person tried to sabotage something and they threw, they came in, they threw a bad signatures in there, and they threw that one in there, and we weren't able to catch it somehow, like I would have been devastated. And so like at that split second for a moment, like I have half a bead of sweat on my brow, like, oh my God, like is there anything that we somehow missed? And then that lady with that super Karen comes up. I'm like, oh, she's gonna huff and puff. Let's see how this goes.
Right.
But I didn't get to, but you saw it.
Yeah, it was incredible because she got 2 words in, and I think that was the clerk. Was that Roebuck who chimed in?
It was so prescient. It was just like instantly.
Well, he said it. He goes, I can clear this up immediately. There are 2 people with the exact same name. Now, what that does is it takes the wind out of Karen's sails, and it rights the wrong for Grandma. Okay, she's validated. She's vindicated. The drama ends at this point. But Karen says, well, thanks for interrupting me. And it's like, well, that's pertinent, you fat fuck. What do you think? Oh, my God. It was so priceless. So everything she said at that point was completely irrelevant because she wanted to say that there was something that was not kosher, but in fact, it was kosher.
Right.
So,
and I don't know. I don't know this woman from Adam, but I mean, I've seen her a couple times before speak, and I'm pretty sure she's one of the folks that said, went up to the public and said, I wasn't planning on speaking, pulls a folded note out of her back pocket that she wrote.
Right. Now, so that kind of fizzles, but then Lucy Ebel's husband, I think he's trying to, at that point, to backpedal because he comes up there. And he's not even talking to Joe Moss. He's at the lectern, turning around, talking to Grandma, who was so upset and trying to fix, I guess. Did you get the impression he was trying to fix what was screwed up?
Yeah, like I got the idea that he didn't want to get stabbed at night when he's sleeping, so he stepped on the grenade. He went on the grenade instead. So.
Oh, my God. Now, you were there. You witnessed it all. Did anything unfold at that point through the that we couldn't see or hear during that moment?
Not that I'm aware of, but it was a very shocking situation. It's not like, I mean, obviously it's all on video, so we should be going over it and taking a look at things that happen because it's tied to the, elected official getting recalled, in my opinion. But I wasn't super happy or curious to be thrown into the most awkward family thing in the universe. I mean, it's shocking and amazing to watch and probably good TV, but wow, it was awkward in there.
Yeah. Well, so they put that to bed, hopefully. I mean, I don't want Grandma upset. At the end of the day, I felt bad for Grandma. And so this was all nonsense. And I blame mostly her son for throwing Grandma under the bus before trying to figure this out. And Lucy to some degree, because she should know better.
Yeah, and honestly, at the end of the day, it's a county commission seat. If the other grandma actually did sign that petition, that shouldn't split up a family either. That's dumb.
At the end of the day, Lucy sucks. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing.
I mean, obviously, it's not just up on the dais. So
right. Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, so now there's really nothing more that went down. We just your signatures are good to go. You got a plan. Is there any marketing you have to do for this recall election? I mean, what's the next thing you guys have to do, because this has been a long process with a lot of boots on the ground.
Yeah. So absolutely. And I mean, it is and continues to be a lift that's made lighter by many hands. The process itself, I mean, the important things of the process are, we have had the signatures challenged and reviewed. And so the special election has been called for May 7th. There's a little bit of discussion about what happens if she resigns, of whether or not there's a special between now and then, if there's a special election still. I think that there probably isn't, but and that the board will be able to replace her if she steps down, but I'm not positive about that. More importantly, Democrats, that other party that people have heard existed in Ottawa County on some level.
Yeah,
they have to nominate another candidate to run against Lucy. Lucy locked herself in on the ballot by not pulling herself off the ballot within 10 days of us submitting the signatures.
Okay.
So she's their candidate, and the Democrats have to submit theirs within, it's 7 or 8 days now. But I promise they actually have their ducks in a row when it comes to finding a candidate, and they're going to announce within that window.
So does this mean that with the recall election, there can only be either Lucy winning or a Democrat? There can't be another Republican?
So another Republican, someone can run as an independent on the ballot. And I'm not exactly sure what the threshold is for that. It might be a handful of signatures. It might be $100. But and there's a possibility that one of the old school Republicans ends up running. Just the math in the district, because it's not, this isn't out in the middle of the boonies. This is a fairly 50-50 Democratic Republican district. The last election was a 6% difference. And if you look at the Holland election, that guy, Larry Shattuck, that lost to the mayor, he got creamed by 16 points across the board. Worse than Nancy DeBoer did against the mayor. Now, that's all insider baseball and shit. But, really, if another Republican runs, it just takes votes from Lucy. Is essentially what happens.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, I can't wait. It's been quite an effort by you all and all those wonderful volunteers. I mean, you probably can't say enough about them. These people, they want their county back.
Yeah, can I give a quick shout out to Dan Zimmer? In the challenges that Lucy submitted, she challenged every single signature. The very first circulator she went out was our guy Dan. Dan graduated from West Ottawa a long time. I don't know. He's an older feller, but he was out there every day, with signs collecting signatures for 12 hours a day. Just does not like these guys, and was so determined to get Lucy unelected. And he got the honor of being the first person they named to complain about collecting signatures.
Awesome. That is great. I'm happy to hear that, and good for him. And I everybody will appreciate his efforts as everybody does about all of the efforts. Awesome, buddy. Well, hey, man, thank you so much as always, and we'll keep an eye on it. And thank you for joining us. Okay, Joe.
Thanks, Easy. It's always good to talk.
All right, buddy. Thanks.